I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hello and welcome to the SVU After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. That's right, this is SVU. We don't care what sport is on. We're doing this.
Super Bowl who?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm missing the Puppy Bowl for this, guys. My name is Yelt Siegel. I am joined by Taylor Gates.
You are. Hello.
Hello.
What's up?
We're both upset we're missing the Puppy Bowl, but we're very excited
There's
to
a
be
Kitten
here.
Bowl too.
I'm aware I couldn't find it as a
Are
whole
you not?
thing.
Are you not more of a fan of the Kitty Bowl?
I couldn't find it on the TV. Anyway.
Okay, you're right.
This is SVU Season 21, Episode 12, The Longest
A
Night of Rain.
palindrome, just like it is today.
Yes.
Whoa, that's kind of cool.
Okay.
Sorry, I got really excited about that.
I was like, did you not write it down and notice that?
I did, but the day's date is a palindrome too.
Yes.
So it's like just all palindromes.
Magic.
Wow.
This is the most excited we'll be today. Before we jump in, let me give you all some information. I have the RAIN hotline for anyone who may find themselves in need, someone who is assaulted. Please reach out for help. 1-800-656-4673. 1-800-656-4673. Also, I have another hotline. The Writers' Room and Warren Light, the showrunner for SVU, tweeted out, if you or someone you know is an NYPD officer who needs mental health support, please know there are peer support programs available. There's an employee assistance unit. That number is 646-610-6730. That's a lot of sixes. The chaplains unit, 212-473-2363. And POPPA, I'm not sure what that stands for, 888-267-7267. We want to make sure you have all of the resources, especially an episode that deals with mental health. We want to give you resources, but also here is your content warning. I know that these are serious issues. As always, the show deals with serious things like sexual assault, and this episode dealing with suicide and rape. But sometimes, when you're dealing with so much dark stuff, you got to find the light. And I promise you, I'm going to say something inappropriate today. So please consider this your content warning. If you're dealing with these issues, our show might not be for you.
Yes.
Great.
Well said.
Thank you. Because I'm going to say some stuff.
I think we both might say some stuff.
What'd you think of this episode?
I've said it before. This was an episode of TV.
Yes, it was.
It was. Not my favorite of the season nor of the show by any means. It was fine.
Mm-hmm.
It was fine.
That's very nice of you.
Yeah.
I
That's in my thoughts exactly.
Great. So here are my thoughts. Okay. You do not bring Holly Robinson Peete onto your show for a scene and a half.
Right. Yeah.
That is a waste of her.
And that's the thing. Like, I was, here for it when she was here. I was like, okay, I'm really interested. And then we just didn't see her, and we saw a bunch of people, and we just kept repeating the same plot line over and over, and it just felt very okay, we've heard that this happened before. We're just passing information along through a chain. That's just what it felt like to me for the vast majority of the episode.
I would have preferred to see her tell her story.
Yeah.
Than to see a bunch of men tell her story.
Right. And I do understand this is a very important topic. Police suicide, super, super important topic. I feel like they could have covered that in a different case or a different way, so we could have seen her tell her story, or I just feel like it wasn't even about her after minute 20, and I was like,
true.
what's the what was even the point? Why did we even have her in it if we're not gonna give her storyline sort of the respect that it deserves?
Also, I'd be okay with her killing herself later, but have more of her in it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Have her release the video, then have Benson talk to her, then have her kill herself.
Everyone was it felt so almost black and white besides Tucker. All the other characters felt so this is the villain, they did it because of here, this is the victim, this is, you know what I mean? There was no deep characterization that I felt like I could latch onto, and I just wanted to know more about everybody.
All right, well, let's skim through this.
Let's do this.
We start with Benson and Lindtstrom. I think that was just to reintroduce who he is and that he's going to be part of the episode.
Right, I think so too. So it's
she's afraid to go to Tucker's party, whatever. We meet Rachel. Rachel comes to the party. Benson knows her from the academy. I like when Benson knows people.
Same.
You don't just kill her then.
Right.
You let us see them interact.
Right.
Anyway, Rachel's all upset. Tucker's married. Rachel pours water on Tucker. Also, there's a guy, Gary Wald. He's a former partner of Tucker's, his best friend. He's retired. He's now in private security. That's all we needed.
Yeah. Great.
Okay. Rachel leaves a video statement and then shoots herself. Great. Then we jump to a grief counselor's in town. It's Lindtstrom.
Yeah. Why was it not the person that we learned from? You know?
The
Maybe
woman-
Rollins, this person doesn't want anything to do with these
She's
people
done.
anymore.
Maybe.
Okay, fair enough. I wouldn't want to work with these people either after what I went through.
That's fair. Here's what we learned. We learned that Kat has a very supportive family and that she's Lebanese. That's what we learned.
Love me some Cat.
And then Finn, I love Finn. Finn questions how confidential these questions are, or the grief counseling is, because the guy works for the police department in this situation. And he's like, they could take your gun away, so why would anyone tell you anything?
He got a point.
He's got a great point.
Got a great point.
And I really kind of wish he would have brought up end of season 1 how Jeffries got fired because of the interviews that they were forced to have by the department. And that's how he got into SVU. He could have easily been like, listen, I know that this isn't real confidential because that's how I joined the team.
If you remember 2 decades ago.
I
sir.
do.
Oh, me too.
Remember it like it was yesterday / this episode may have been on recently. Anyway, so Benson feels real guilty about Rachel killing herself. She knows, I do appreciate her pointing out, like, I know how hard it is to be a woman in this.
I did
And I
too.
know how much harder it was for her as a woman of color.
Right, so why are we not talking about that more in this episode?
No, we're jumping ahead. So Carisi shows Benson the video statement. Apparently Rachel was raped by a superior officer. And then the big question of did Tucker cover it up? Honestly, I kind of wish he would have been like, I was young and I covered it up.
I mean, he kind of ish says that. I mean, not
He's like, I was blinded by my best friend.
right.
But still, I kind of wish he would have been like, it was a cover up.
Because I feel like every time this happens, like, it's like, ugh, false alarm. Like, we had this with Cassidy. I'm pretty sure we had some similar things with Stabler. Like, every time we're like, oh, this guy may be shady, but, like, he's not actually. So I knew that he wasn't going to be guilty of it.
We definitely had it with Stone where that girl accused him
Yes,
of rape.
we've had this with every single
Yes.
man that has worked here.
We know that our team is never the bad guy.
Right.
So Benson goes to ask Tucker. He claims he doesn't know anything about it, and she knows he lied.
You're lying to my face. You never did that when we were together. Okay. All right.
So Kat and Rollins go to visit the Reverend where Rachel was staying. We're really jumping through this because I want to get to the actual interesting stuff.
It just feels so, like, this is the part that feels like we're just repeating the same facts to different sets of people.
Yes. So he...
Thanks.
Excellent.
Thank you.
So the Reverend's like, oh, you care now? He's like, the department pushed her over the edge. She said she was raped by someone when she worked in Vice. All right, so she said on the tape she was raped by a superior officer. We've now just found out from this Reverend that she was raped by someone who worked with her at Vice. Great, we haven't moved on. Kat visits her old CO, Sergeant Ralphie Morris.
I did like this.
I loved Ralphie.
I loved Ralphie, and I love that we find out a little bit later, but it ties in, I think, with here, that Kat was like the daughter he had never had. And so I'm like, wow, why are we not seeing Kat in therapy? Because this seems to be a very strong relationship.
Mm-hmm. So he claims that he didn't know Rachel. He transferred out. He says, I don't like to speak ill of the dead. Rachel had a reputation. She got around. But then he says, check with Gary Wald, but keep me out of it.
Yes.
Honestly, I'm going to jump in real quick. When Ralphie was dead, 100% was like Gary killed him.
Right.
Would have been more interesting. I know that we're dealing with cop suicide. Would have been more interesting if Gary had killed him.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely capable.
So we go to Gary I don't know what his name is anymore.
Wald, I want to say?
Sure.
Yeah.
He was her captain at Vice. He's like, she was something.
She put a new meaning to internal affairs. I was like, oh, snap.
He says she was like a live sex grenade. And he's like, I warned Tucker back when he was chasing some story. So, yeah, they slut-shamed her.
Very hard, yes.
Finn and Rollins visit Tucker because now we know that he knew that there was some story. Tucker's like, you could have called, avoid embarrassing me in front of my family. And Finn is like, did you do that when you were in IAB?
That was different. How?
Also, this entire episode, Finn has been like, even when Tucker was a good guy, he's IAB. He was never a good guy. And the fact that no one is bringing up that Tucker used to have it out for this squad.
Oh, yeah.
Before they dated, he had it out for them. And
yeah, he was not a good person for a while there.
It was a big thing. He hated Stabler. He was always going after them in the earlier seasons. And then he went after Amaro. And I remember when Amaro first joined and Tucker was going after them, and Amaro was like, nah, IAB's doing their job. And then he meets him and is like, this guy has it out for us. So the fact that we're not bringing this up because this is the time to do it, right? Did he cover it up? Maybe he was never a good guy. Remember when he was awful? And not a one. Not a one. Yeah. So Finn interrogates Tucker with Carisi. Why is Carisi doing police work this episode?
Girl, I don't even know what was going on. I don't even know. That was like the least of my issues with this.
Tucker says, I had no memory about it at first. She was talking about filing a complaint, but it never went anywhere. She accused Gary Wald. We looked into it. There were charges and counter charges about the assault and other guys she was seeing at the time. It would have ended up breaking up 4 marriages. At the end of the day, it was her choice not to pursue. I really do like that Rollins is like, they slut-shamed her into staying quiet.
Olivia's like, I just can't imagine. And Rollins is like, well, guess what? I can.
Right. Also, he just said it.
Right. And it's like, I think it is funny that like Olivia and Rollins like have different blind spots.
Yes.
And call each other out on their different blind spots all the time. Because Olivia's like, he just wouldn't do this. And Rollins is like, yes, he would. And every time Rollins is like, I don't think this like professor guy that like, Olivia's like, yes, he literally would. Like they both like need each other to call each other out on this.
That's true. I will say also, I think that like Benson needs to be reminded, like he used to be crappy.
Yes, I know you dated him for what, 5 weeks or I mean it was longer than that,
yes.
But it was just a blip in the 21 seasons, you know? It was a short amount of the 21 seasons.
I would say it's
the majority of the show he sucked.
Right. True. It was maybe a season and a half.
Yeah.
Like over the course of not through.
Right.
Like we didn't see him every episode. Anyway, not it just seems so silly. And look, I know that we previously tied up a bunch of loose ends on the show. I've said before, I love that this season has very clearly, the writers have gone, here are all the loose ends. Okay, this one's going to be dealt with in this episode.
I just don't know if it's always necessary to do that, though. It did not feel necessary with Simon to me, and it didn't feel necessary here with me either.
I think that it felt necessary for me here, specifically because, not to jump to the end, when she's apologizing for how it ended, I feel like it was the writers going, we know that it was abrupt and that things were going well with them, and out of nowhere she ends it.
Yeah.
Because I remember being very annoyed with why we did that.
But then why would we not leave it open to the possibility of revisiting it?
Because we're tying that loose end up and
guess,
ending
but where is it gonna, like, what would be the harm in, like, leaving it open to explore more?
No. So anyway, Cat interrupts.
You couldn't answer me.
We'll get there. Cat interrupts. Ralphie killed himself. His widow is angry at Cat and Benson.
Yeah, but then she's not.
Right. Yeah, I have thoughts. The actress, when she was telling Cat, like, you were like a daughter, I hope you know that, she said it like she was angry.
Yeah.
And Cat was smiling like that's such a kind thing.
It was I was such confused. A disconnect.
I was like, is she mad? Anyway, so then she says, this has been coming a long time. I called the department to take his guns away. He came home today talking about killing himself. She was on the phone with 911. And the last call was to Lindtstrom, who was on the phone with him when he died. So she can't be angry at them.
Right. I mean, that was misplaced anger. That's fine. But it like, so abruptly turned. I was like, what's the point?
Right. Like, it's your fault, except that he's been suicidal for years.
You're so right. This was a long time coming. What?
I I really would have preferred him being killed than killing himself. Weird statement.
Well, yeah, because I think that they were obviously making a point and having a theme,
Yes.
which is fine.
It seems
but it's just a
excessive.
lot. It's just a lot at once because, especially because like this is not a theme we've like touched on a lot in
Right.
other episodes. Like it feels weird to pack them all in this one.
I do know that suicides tend to suicide
a cluster. That's right.
cluster.
That's true.
And rule of threes in storytelling.
That's a good point.
I
That's
do
a good
understand
point.
that, but regardless, it felt like too much in this episode.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Benson goes to Lindtstrom. They have a little fight. The DA decides to subpoena him. He refuses to speak. And he says, we have a mental health crisis in the NYPD. We need cops to know that they can seek help and it will remain privileged even after death. And I do appreciate that.
Yeah, here's the thing. Like, I wanted to be mad at him, and I'm like, he's right.
Right.
Like, I kind of think I side with him on this.
Absolutely. And I feel like if he could have said something to Olivia that would have helped the case but not...
Right, like not fully give her like
something like you're looking in the wrong place or you're on the right track.
right, just
would
like a
have been
little
fine.
hint.
Yeah.
Agreed.
But Carisi loses this argument because the evidence is speculative. He fails to show that the interest of justice outweighs deceased confidentiality.
Again, hate to say it, but they're right. Like he's not saying anything that's like solid.
Right. I was like, who taught you?
Like here's the thing. This might help. Like
Right.
Carisi, you gotta be confident.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So then we put it all together. I appreciated this scene. Felt like it could have been done way earlier and we could have skipped a lot. Rachel worked for Captain Gary Wald and Sergeant Ralphie Morris. She also had a partner. She slept with all of them. Kat refuses to believe that Morris would do this, that Ralphie was cheating on his wife. No one cared.
She straight up no.
She was like, no, not Ralphie. And they were like, moving on.
They just flat out ignored her. Oh.
And Finn continues to be like, Tucker covered it up.
Yeah.
All right.
We knew that.
Lindstrom's office is broken into. His laptop and Morris's file is taken. What a surprise.
What?
And then we find out that Gary Wald had visited him and asked what Morris said before he died, and reveals that Tucker knows everything Lindstrom knows.
Yep.
Interesting that he can reveal to us now.
Right.
Like that you could have revealed to us yesterday.
And he's still alive. Like how?
Right.
Okay.
Because Tucker's not his patient.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So he could have yesterday told us that. Whatever.
Here's the thing. I can't tell you about this guy, but I know something about another guy.
Right.
That might help you.
Tucker's not my client. Therefore, I can tell you he knows everything I know.
Right. Here's what Tucker knows. Here's what I think Tucker knows.
Sure.
Thank you.
So Benson and Tucker are walking to a cancer clinic.
Okay.
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 So this whole thing, I was like, the what's happening right now? I censored myself.
Thank you.
So Tucker, we see the cancer clinic. I stopped and rewound and went, what just happened? Oh, that's it. We're literally standing in front of a cancer clinic.
Yep.
So then they talk and he explains where he was after 9/11. I was like, where is this going?
Yeah.
So I had to rewatch it 3 times to understand what the point was.
I actually got spoiled before I watched this episode, which is the only reason I would have known what was going on.
So he had cancer in his lungs before he started seeing Benson. Now it is in his brain. And he has 6 months to a year to live.
Yes.
The whole thing, he got it, I guess, from breathing in the debris at 9/11.
But they said it's not related, so why did we like?
Right, why did we do
story?
it? Girl, I don't know.
I guess to just be like, oh, I've been thinking about my old
Yeah,
life.
remember where we were then? Girl, yes, everyone.
You hated us.
Okay. Right, also, like, girl, I remember where you were. That was 2001.
Right.
The show had been on.
Everyone remembers where you guys were. We were seeing it.
Anyway, he's like, pretty soon I won't be myself anymore. I've been having memory lapses, which is why he didn't remember Rachel. Gary had called Tucker after Benson came to his house to make sure that he had his back. And she says, did you cover up a rape to protect your friend? He says, no, I believed him when he said it was a fake after their affair ended.
So, like, yes.
Yes, you did.
So the answer is yes, you did. Like, you didn't mean to, but you definitely did.
Right.
Okay.
Also,
Just to make that clear, the answer is yes.
Okay. Anyway, so Benson and Cat go to Morris's widow, and she sees Tucker and Gary
Because he's gonna make it right.
Anyway, I don't know why. Look, I loved the scene of the widow talking to Kat.
Yeah.
I don't know why, A, we need Benson there, and B, Benson needed to see Tucker and Gary talking.
Because we see him at dinner the next scene.
Right. So, like, we get it. We didn't need her to be like, what if he wears a wire?
So here's the thing. Lean more in on Kat's relationship with Ralphie.
Yeah. All right.
I liked that. We didn't see, like, any of it.
No. So Tucker wears a wire to the steakhouse. That made me so hungry.
I know. I want steak now.
Seriously.
Jeez.
All right. So he admits to everything and is like, we'll just pin it all on Ralphie.
Yeah, just like, okay. In the middle of the steakhouse, you're going to say that? Right in front of my filet mignon?
So he says they called her the hot box of Midtown South.
What a weird nickname.
Seriously, I think the live sex grenade was more...
Like,
I like
catchy,
that.
yeah.
That sounded... She sounded more fun, you know?
Okay, never mind.
What
It's
else?
fine. It's great.
Live sex grenade. That's my new nickname.
I kind of like it.
I
would wear that with pride.
I would wear that
You know?
shirt. Anyway. So he says that she tried to call his wife and he tuned her up. He roughed her up good and she got the message.
All right.
So now not only did you rape her
You
and then
roughed
get
her
it covered,
up.
you beat her up.
Yeah.
Girl, what do you say? Anyway. Benson tells Carisi that Tucker isn't going to be around, so they have to do it without him.
Well, one thing you can say about Ed Tucker, though, he settles his accounts. I did like that line.
Really?
I
was
did.
like, I don't know that we can say that.
But it was like a good line.
All
You know,
right.
the writing was good on that.
Gary's arrested. Benson and Tucker talk. He feels bad that he missed Gary as a predator. She apologized for the way she ended things, wishes they had more time. And then he says...
We'll always have Paris.
Yeah. I was like, I guess that's true.
Cool.
Fun reference. Gary's going to jail, and Tucker kills himself.
Yeah.
I really thought he was going to die from the cancer.
Right.
When he was dead, I was like, great, cancer got
That's
him.
not the theme of the week, Gail.
Apparently, these deaths were not how I wanted them. One, I wanted Rachel's to be later. Ralphie should have been shot by Gary, and Tucker should have died of cancer.
All right. I don't disagree on any of those.
Thank you. But I do like he left his wife a letter. He didn't want her to spend her life taking care of a dying man. I get that. And then Liv pulls out the worst photo of Tucker I've ever seen. What is wrong with his face in that picture?
And someone pointed out on Twitter that, like, Noah was there with them. Like, where is he?
He took the photo.
He's just chilling, like, with some rando.
That's the episode, guys.
That was indeed the episode. And can I just say, where was the freaking rain?
The
It was
longest
the
night
longest
of rain.
night of rain. I didn't see a single raindrop. I know it was a reference to her last line. Whatever, guys, but I wanted some literal rain, okay?
Okay.
I really thought this episode was going to be like it's raining for like 6 days straight in New York City.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just felt like it could be. Down low in Hell's Kitchen. What were they? They were on low down in Hell's Kitchen.
All right.
Longest night of rain, no rain.
I'm going to read some comments we have in the chat.
Please.
Audrio says, by the way, Audrio, go to bed. It's very late in Denmark.
Denmark. I'm learning
Audrio
Danish.
says, it is unnecessary to kill Tucker. I wish the woman would have thrown water at the actual rapist. I agree. She threw water at Tucker.
Yeah.
The other guy raped her.
Was he there? He was
He was
there.
right there. He's like, you let me get you a drink. And she's like, go F yourself. All right.
Wow.
Alice is joining us, says, I'd rather watch this than the current sport. Oh, Alice Jones loved this episode.
Alice, I'm glad that you did, honestly.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, if you like loved Tucker, maybe you would love this episode. He's never been like my favorite character.
Alice also points out there were umbrellas. That's true. I told you the night of the thing.
Sorry. Well, the rain was not a main character.
That's true. But the night of the retirement party, it was raining because I remember Rachel's car had raindrops.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Benson puts the umbrella on the
In the pilot of SVU,
Yes,
isn't
was
it raining so hard? That's the kind of rain I wanted for this one.
It is raining. That's true. It
Thank
opens
you.
on a rainy day.
I'm very mad at this.
I'm so glad. Alice also says that the therapist felt creepy. I'll say this: we've talked about Lindtstrom before.
He is creepy, Alice. You're correct.
Look. Bill Irwin does not feel right for this role. That said, if you would like to see him in a good role where he doesn't feel creepy and he is great, I would check out Legion, which was on FX. He played a very different character and was very endearing, and I don't know why. On this show, he seems so creepy.
I just don't trust him.
Like, very clearly should have played a rapist and not the therapist.
I agree. I wanted back the girl that got kidnapped with Rollins. She would have seemed right for this.
The girl got kidnapped. Oh, the doctor.
Yeah.
She's a woman.
Yeah.
You said girl. I was thinking of child.
Sorry. The woman.
The woman. All right. Yeah, I really wish it would have also been addressed how much Finn was like anti-Tucker.
Yeah.
In this episode, he said like 3 different times, he was like, Tucker's not a great guy.
It could have been nice to see some tension between Olivia and Finn over that, actually.
Yeah. Especially because he then could have pointed out that Tucker has headed in for the team.
Right.
Anyway, that said, they won me over and I liked them together, but now I'm bored.
I didn't hate them, but they never quite did it for me. I was never like actively rooting for it. So this was, I was like, okay, love Paris, cool, great.
Yeah.
And fine.
And then he killed himself.
Bonjour. I don't know. How do you say goodbye in French?
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
All right. Let's do our poll.
Yes.
Let's do that.
So 2 weeks to go, we had Carisi's first case. And we asked you guys what your favorite Carisi episode was.
Oh, that's funny.
So, in last place with 0% of the vote, Internal Affairs. Boo. Sad. In third place, we got Townhouse Incident.
Wait, no, you're looking at.
Oh, I'm
this
so sorry.
week's.
I'm so sorry, guys.
Girl, I was like, he wasn't in that episode.
You're so sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, that was a spoiler for this week's poll. Okay, sorry. Carisi's at 2 tabs up. Okay, in actual third place is a tie. Girl disappeared and parole violations.
Oh, interesting.
All right. So in second place, we got She Paints for Vengeance.
All right.
My personal fave. But guess who called the right one again? That would be me, because you guys liked Sheltered Outcast the most.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. And this week's poll.
Sorry, this week's poll, I really just was so confident that these were right.
Nope.
They're not. It makes sense why this has 0% of the vote now. Internal Affairs has 0% of the vote. Tell everyone what Internal Affairs is.
Internal Affairs is the episode where Cassidy goes undercover for IB when there's another precinct, and they're the 2 cops that are raping drunk girls.
Yes.
It was a really fun episode.
Super fun. We have Townhouse Incident.
Townhouse Incident, we know where Benson goes and gets held hostage in a townhouse. And meanwhile, the guy is like, I want to speak to someone you trust who can get things done. And she calls Tucker.
Ooh. I feel like Townhouse Incident has been in 5 polls that we've done.
Probably.
It's fine. It just is a very versatile episode, I guess.
It really is.
We have Unholiest Alliance, season 17, episode 18.
Yeah, so that was the beginning of a weird 2-episode arc where they're going after the Catholic Church, and it's Tucker's cousin is involved, and they kill off a nun, and they drug the girls, and it's
Cool.
I mean, real fun 2-parter.
Good stuff. And then we have this one, Longest Night of Rain.
This one better end up with 0%.
This one already has 50%.
Girl!
But what do I think is going to win? I want to say that Unholiest Alliance might win.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Because everyone... Oh, no, just kidding. I think Townhouse Incident, right? Because that's the one where she calls him.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say that one because
Okay.
everyone ships it.
I currently think of these. Also, you can comment with your other favorite Tucker episodes.
Yes.
Of these, I think Internal Affairs is my favorite of these.
I think Townhouse is my favorite, actually.
I also have I want to read this out. It's a tweet. Oh no, it's a trap tweeted at us. She recently gave birth and suddenly has a lot of free time between 1 and 6 a.m. What SVU episodes should she binge while her child doesn't sleep? She said the bigger the twist, the better. Also, their child is named Benson.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Perfect name. Big twist. Send in the Clowns is one of my favorite episodes with a crazy twist. Oh gosh, what else has twists? I would say Bombshell has a decent twist.
Yes, the twincest twist.
Yeah, well, you just said it, but that's fine.
It's fine. I'm sure she's seen it.
Maybe. But if not, then she doesn't need to anymore. You just said it.
No, it's still
great. Oh, what else? Babes, I don't know how big of a twist that has, but it's still just such a solid episode.
I really like, there was one that was on just the other day. Yesterday, I think I was watching it. It's, remember the guy from Lost who was in a 2-part episode, and the first one where we suspect him of taking the girl, Bailey Madison?
That is a great one.
The second one that he's in, the one right after Locum.
Watch the one with Bailey Madison too, because that's actually one of my favorite episodes too.
That one also had a good twist.
Yeah, yes. Woo, such a good one. Anything that's in season like 9 through 11 probably has a wacky twist.
I would also say season 3 through 6 was good.
True. I'm just like 9 through 11 is like my sweet spot, like my favorite season. Also season 12 because that has some real doozies in it.
Oh, I also think Barba's first season's fantastic.
Third season, is that 13 or 14?
I think it's 14.
I love 13 and 14 as well, actually. That's when 13 and 14 are like the ones where Rollins first comes in, Nick is there.
Stabler just left at the end of 12.
13 and 14 are some of my favorites, even though like I was worried because, I mean, we had Stabler gone, but I thought those were really good seasons.
I really love 25 Acts.
Yeah, it's a great
one. Requiem.
Yeah.
Like, those are my favorites.
Those are so good.
Okay.
Thanks.
That feels great.
Thank you. That felt good to just get out and reminisce on all of our favorites.
Okay, real quick, let's talk about next week predictions.
Oh, yeah.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Okay, next week we have a boxing trainer, or is he a predator? Guys,
probably both.
Yeah, why can't he be both?
I'm gonna guess both.
And then we have Kat asking some girl, why did he call you damaged?
This is an odd one to put the promo, but that's fine. So I read an interview that this is apparently a big episode for Kat.
Oh.
So I think she said she goes undercover in it, which could be very exciting. Or if not, she at least said it was a big episode for her, which is awesome. So I'm hoping we see more of her. I'm hoping we maybe even touch on the fact that like Ralphie is dead now, and apparently she had like a good connection with him from this episode.
Sure. It felt like we did kind of touch on Rollins is still dealing with like emotionally.
Yeah.
Right? When they were like, you can talk to, how you doing, or you can talk to Lindtstrom, whatever. So I did like that. So I hope that, because it seems like we are carrying people's pain.
Right.
And I kind of want like Benson to mess up because she's like, as she pointed out, she just lost her brother, and now she lost Tucker.
It's just a lot of writing in one place, yo.
Yeah, okay.
That's what she said.
I know.
It was the longest night of rain.
Yeah, okay, whatevs. That's how I feel.
That would be, I agree with you. Also, can we just have some happiness for Benson? Because she just, it's a trope. Like, she has not ever gotten to actually be happy on the show, I feel like. Like, yeah, she's happy with Noah, but like, she just has so much heartbreak all the time. Like, can we see her actually happy?
She was happy when she went to Paris with Tucker.
That's the thing. But that was a second ago. And then she hasn't really been that happy since with a guy or, I don't know. Not that she needs no man, but like, it would just be nice to see her like joyful,
I would like to see, I know this is going to sound weird, but now that Noah's taking dance, let's see that play out.
Yeah. Whoa.
I know.
That was the most unexpected comment I've ever heard from you.
Also, can we do a time jump and have him grow up?
Ooh.
Like at the end of the season.
Kids grow really fast.
Yeah, but like we can end the season and then time jump. That'd be great.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Those are my thoughts. Thank you all so much for joining us here on the SVU After Show. Again, we have moved our time on Sundays, at least for now. So we're a little bit later. We apologize for the confusion. But keep up with us on Twitter and we'll let you know what's happening. Where can everyone find you in the poll?
You guys can find me and the poll on Twitter at alphabet_Ann, and you can find me on Instagram at Taylor_Gates_.
I'm Yell Teagle. I'm everywhere at Yell Teagle. That's YAELTYGIEL. You can also check me out on Twitch. That's right. I have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Yell Teagle. Again, YAELTYGIEL. Please seek help if you need it. That's how I'm going to end the episode.
And keep on watching SVU.
Oh, yeah, also that. Bye!
Done.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.